So that's what led me to start the school. There weren't many schools that were ran by people of color. And
Gotcha.
yoga, it's not something that was culturally for people of color.
Right.
It was like,
I don't know anybody, personally that does yoga outside of you now.
exactly. And so, people weren't really feeling, they were welcome in the yoga studio. There wasn't that type of engagement. So, anyways,
Yeah. So yeah, real quick, let me kind of guide it a little bit too.
I love
Like
that.
initially, like getting into it, like what were like the first kind of setup things you had to do? Like you said you did the trainings, and were there like licenses you had to get, and like kind of how much did all that stuff come out to before you actually started selling and doing stuff?
Okay, so there's a couple different things. I did need to get certain registrations. I needed to have a certain amount of hours trained and also taught that I taught. And so I just went and mapped out those specific things. I would have to say, because the training I did over a few years, I would probably say that, not including my $250,000 college education,
Hmm.
I probably invested $10,000 total in getting the training, maybe not total. $10,000 in just yoga training. So that's not including the business trainings and masterminds and workshops and all those things that I've invested in. But
Okay.
I've invested and it took it, in increments. Whatever was, that next milestone, I only worried or only not worried. I only focused on that. And then I got to that
Gotcha.
next thing.
So yeah, on that too, like currently, would you say there's a better way or like a faster, cheaper way to kind of get to where you are doing, training that way, or is it still kind of like you need that much of an investment to do it?
Hmm. It depends on where you like to go. You
As far as
know,
what?
when you're thinking about, okay, I'd like to be a yoga teacher, you definitely wouldn't have to invest $10,000. If you'd like to be a trainer, then you would need to get the training and you could work for somebody else. So that's where I started. I
So
worked
yeah,
at a school.
break that down for me, the difference, like trainer versus teacher.
Yes. So if you'd like to be a yoga teacher, you can go and get a certification online. Like it's available now. It's 2024 at the time of this recording. You're able to go and get access to it there. And so, sometimes I've seen people pay $500. Like, you don't have to invest a lot to get started.
Gotcha.
I recommend starting there after you know that yoga is your thing. So you got to know that it's for you, because otherwise you're going to be learning about something that may not necessarily give you zing.
Yeah, so definitely get your feet wet before you spend a bunch of money, pretty much what you
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, and I recommend going to in-person classes if you really like, the idea of connecting with people. And you could try YouTube. Just know that when you take something and you're not able to get feedback in the moment, it's not the same experience. Like, if
Yeah,
we expect the kids to go and just be able to learn how to write on their own because we put on this video on how to write, and like, all right, well, here's a pen, and they're like, like, I don't know what to do with this.
gotcha.
So yeah, so I recommend having a teacher. If you think that maybe I would want to share this with other people, or maybe I want to get the maximum experience, go find not any teacher. Because just like food, just no, not everybody can cook. They
Right.
might have a restaurant, but you
Everybody
might
can make red beans, but everybody can't make red beans.
exactly
Definitely.
find a teacher